name is Nur Alia binti Rushdan.
My name is Muhammad Hakim bin Mat Yunus.
My name is Nur Alia Eliana binti Masrun.
My name is Farah Hazwani binti Muhammad Nazri.
My name is Abdul Mu'im bin Rusli.
My name is Nur Maira binti Muhammad Khairil.
Hello, good afternoon. Today I am glad to welcome all board members to the investment meeting for the year 2020. Welcome to Miss Elena, our financial manager, Miss Umaira, our accountant, Miss Farah as a representative from Commerce International Merchant Bankers BERHAD CIMB, Mr. Hakim and Mr. Mu'in as the investor. The objective of our meeting is to present our annual financial report of PETRONAS BERHAD as a guideline for our investor today. Okay, let's proceed to our main objective of this meeting. The report are open discussion. Ms. Umaira, you may start your explanation now.
Thank you, Ms. Nadia. Hello everyone, I am Umaira, the accountant for PETRONAS BERHAD. Okay, now I will explain the details about the statement of financial position of the company in 2020 and showing the comparison between 2020 and 2019. The total non-current assets for the year 2020 have decreased by 10,080,241 ringgit compared to 2019, which is 11,439,895 ringgit. The total current assets for the year 2020 also have decreased by 3,270,223 ringgit compared to the year 2019, which is 4,603,705 ringgit. The total equity have decreased by 11,392,490 ringgit compared to the previous year, which is 12,271,956 ringgit. The total non-current liabilities have decreased by 1,249,363 ringgit compared to 2019, which is 3,017,298 ringgit. And the last one, the total current liabilities also have decreased by 708,611 ringgit compared to the previous year, which is 754,451 ringgit. Next, we will go to the statement of profit, loss and other comprehensive income for PETRONAS BERHAD. The gross profit for 2020 is 1,944,779 ringgit. The earnings before tax and interest, EBIT, is 2,245,659 ringgit. The profit before taxation is 2,201,479 ringgit. The profit after taxation is 1,734,441 ringgit. After round up all the elements in statement of profit and loss, it will make a total comprehensive income of 1,732,460 ringgit for the year 2020, higher than 2019, which is 1,546,386 ringgit. All of the details in statement of financial position appear to be lower than 2019, and the details in statement of profit and loss appear to be higher than the previous year. That is all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Umaira, for your explanation. You may continue the meeting, Ms. Eliana.
Thank you, Ms. Nalia. Firstly, I will explain about the liquidity ratios of the company for the year 2019 and 2020 and showing the comparison for both years. Okay, the company's current ratio in 2020 is 4.61 times lower than company's current ratio in 2019, which is 6.1 times. It shows that the company in 2020 is having difficulty to pay current liabilities. The company's quick ratio in 2020 is 4.56 times lower than the company's quick ratio in 2019, which is 6.03 times. It shows that the company in 2020 can cover all the current liabilities. Next, the company's net working capital. The company's net working capital in 2020 is 2,561,612 ringgit lower than company's net working capital in 2019, which is 3,849,359 ringgit. It shows that the company in 2020 does not have absolute measure in liquidity. Moving on to the company's activity ratio. The company's average collection period in 2020 is 53 days lower than company's average collection in 2019, which is 82 days. It shows that the company in 2020 does not have difficulty in collection debt. The company's inventory turnover in 2020 is 55.06 times higher than company's inventory turnover in 2019, which is 42.96 times. It shows that the company in 2020 uses the inventory effectively. The company's fixed asset turnover in 2020 is 0.42 times higher than company's fixed asset turnover in 2019, which is 0.37 times. It shows that the company in 2020 does not have difficulty to generate sales by net fixed asset. Next, for the company's leverage ratio. The company's debt ratio in 2020 is 14.67%, lower than company's debt ratio in 2019, which is 23.51%. It shows that the company in 2020 has lower risk of bankruptcy. The company's time interest earned in 2020 is 50.83 times higher than company's time interest earned in 2019, which is 41.04 times. It shows that the company in 2020 does not have difficulty to pay interest payment. Okay, last but not least, I will explain the company's profitability ratio. The company's net profit margin in 2020 is 37.26, higher than the company's net profit margin in 2019, which is 41.36%. It shows that the company in 2020 has low operating costs and higher sales. The company's return on asset in 2020 is 12.99%, higher than company's return on asset in 2019, which is 9.81%. It shows that the company in 2020 is better in generating profit. Okay. Next, the company's return of equity in 2020 is 15.22%, higher than company return on equity in 2019, which is 12.82%. It shows that the company in 2020 is good in investment. Every 1 ringgit in equity will earn 0.1522%. That is all from me for the company's analysis ratio. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation, Ms. Elena. So, Mr. Muin and Mr. Hakim, what is your opinion based on the analysis ratio presented by Ms. Eliana just now? Do you agree to invest in our company, PETRONAS BERHAD?
Thank you to Ms. Nalia, Ms. Elena and Ms. Umaira for your explanation. Based on the statement of profit and loss for the year 2020, there is an increasing in total comprehensive income compared to 2019. I also noticed most of the part under the profitability ratio for 2020 is higher than 2019. From my point of view, the company is doing great and has stable finance performance, so there is no problem to invest in PETRONAS BERHAD.
I'm so sorry for interrupt, but may I add something quickly?
Yes, Mr. Hakim, please do so.
I agree with Mr. Muin that PETRONAS BERHAD is doing great and has stabilized financial performance. But, based on my research, Malaysia is facing COVID-19 pandemic in December 2019. Malaysia's manufacturing sector is facing a crisis in the manufacturing of commodities such as oil and gas caused by the Movement Control Order, which means MCO. For the first half of the year 2020, Petronas oil and gas sector have been worse by a poor demand because of the worldwide lockdown and limitation on moving about surplus capacity and unstable oil price prospect. The company's revenue for the first half of 2020 was RM 93.6 billion, 23 decrease from RM 121.1 billion in the same period last year. This is due to the lower average realized price across the board and lower sales volume, primarily from processed gas and LNGs. Moreover, there is downward revision of price forecast as a result of the current macroeconomic landscape and increasing pace of energy transition. So, significant impairment were recognized during the period. That's all for me.
I get your point, Mr. Kim. So this means that Petronas Berhad has to hire less employees to reduce problematic finance to the corporation because they will have difficulty to pay their salary due to distractions such as Movement Control Order (MCO). Since Petronas Berhad cannot operate as usual, the employee has worked to in-shift hour instead. As a result, they will have difficulty to produce profit. Furthermore, Lagos economy problem associated with current and potential future demand for oil, which translate into fluctuation in oil price as a result of reduced economic activity because by COVID-19 pandemic. If oil price remain lower than expected, many oil-dependent economy may contract as a result of reduced trade and investment. The labor market shock will be severe, and it will affect the disruption to the economy. So, why do you still want to invest in this economy even though you know this economy is facing loss due to COVID-19 pandemic?
Thank you, Mr. Hakim and Mr. Muin. Yes, I respect your point of view, but I still want to continue this investment because I already planned with my superior to continue this project to gain more profit in the future.
What can you guarantee that this company will gain more profit in the future?
I cannot guarantee anything to you, but I do believe and confident to continue this project.
But Ms. Nelia, Petronas Berhad record loss for RM 31 billion in the second quarter of 2020 compared a profit of RM 14.7 billion in the same time in 2019. The loss was recorded as a result of low income and net impairment losses on significant assets as a result of the reverse downward revision in oil price because by weak demand following COVID-19 and market oversupply. Price will decrease when the demand is lower than the supply. If the price continue to decrease, it will affect our national income and our company will be like oil producing countries such as Venezuela that is experiencing the worst economic crisis in history as a result of falling oil price, making life in the country increasingly difficult and poor. Right, Mr. Hakim?
Yes, Mr. Muin. Moreover, due to lower revenue, the company's profit after tax for the fiscal year ended 2020 is RM 10.5, which is a 78% decrease from the previous fiscal year, due to the effect of falling oil prices, which result in lower sales volume from processed gas, petroleum product, and LNGs. This shows that Petronas is having a problem in generating profit due to this disruption of COVID-19. I don't think me and Mr. Muin should agree to invest in Petronas Berhad.
So, what do you think, Ms. Farah?
Okay, as you know, I am representative of CIMB. Basically, based on the financial performance of Petronas Berhad for the year 2019 and 2020, I can spot that their company is dealing with low percentage of debt. Let's take a look at the company's leverage ratio. On debt ratio, on the year 2020, the company's debt ratio is 14.67%, which is lower than the company's debt ratio in 2019. It shows that the company has the lowest debt in financing the assets. Moving on to the time interest earned, it shows a positive change in 2020. This company earned 50.833 times compared to 2019, which is 41.04 times. This proves that the company does not have difficulty to pay interest payment. From my point of view, a lot of company is facing loss during COVID-19 pandemic, but Petronas BERHAD still managed to have a stable financial performance, unlike other companies that is facing high risk of bankruptcy during COVID-19 pandemic. I agree with Ms. Nalia to continue this project. Mr. Hakim and Mr. Muin, I hope you can reconsider your decision.
Considering the ratio and opinion that has been presented by Ms. Farah earlier is very convincing.
I agree with you, Mr. Muin. I agree to continue investing in Petronas BERHAD.
What a great point, Ms. Farah. Thank you. So, what is your decision regarding about our meeting today, Mr. Muin and Mr. Hakim?
We agree to invest in Petronas BERHAD because it has stabilized financial performance.
Alright, we have come to an agreement, everyone. So shall we close this discussion?
Yes.
Thank you for your participation, everyone. I hope we will meet again next meeting.
Thank you.